Hey there, good morning, and welcome to another show. This is the live cast with Jeff Ski Kinsey. And as I can see here on the studio, the YouTube studio live cast, it is getting out. So how cool is that? Hey, did I say I'm Jeff Ski Kinsey, your host? I am basically semi-retired, which means I get to do, like I had a partner years ago, an Italian. He came over. I'm not sure how old he was. His son, I think, was 4 years old at the time. So him and his wife and his kid come over, and he's a tailor. Ubaldo no. And I've told some of the story, but his business philosophy was this. He said, look, ski. I used to call him no. He called him, instead of ski, he'd say ski. He goes, look, ski. He says, the secret to business is this. He says, you do as little as possible. And I'm thinking, okay. And then he said, that little, you get somebody else to do. So, I retired actually the first time at age 47. It was in the wake of the events of 9/11. So you do the math, you figure out just how old this geezer is, right? And so traveled around the country on my motorcycle. And at one point my wife says, you ever going back to work? Well, yes, I did. But yeah, I could go on and on. Here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about this product. I'm flipping through, I can't remember, I think it was Twitter, but I'm not sure. And I see this thing, and it's a video, it's a commercial. And I watch it. And in a minute, I'll tell you why it caught my eye in the first place. But I watched this thing, and it's like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that, right? The company is called DreamCase. The website is dreamcase.eu. And they make beds for the Tesla. That's right. And I guess, time flies, but after the Model 3 was introduced, they switched it over to a heat pump for their environment. It's not just heating and cooling, air conditioning, hot or cold. No, it's a whole environment. And it's an amazing environment. But they switched it over, as I understand, to a heat pump. And one of the amazing results, in fact, it's now a mode, as I understand. One of the reasons was so that you can run the heat and or air conditioner all night long while you sleep in your Tesla. Now, how cool is that? I'll include a link in the show notes. In fact, I did. But, so I'm on Instagram this morning, and I was sharing something, and it popped into my head. I was talking about going to Florida on a motorcycle, and it's like, I don't know if I want to do that like I have in the past. Jump on the bike, get down there for 3 months, and bum around and have a lot of fun, without a quote home base. But then I got to thinking, wow, what if I did it if I had the Cybertruck, which isn't available this winter, unless I could somehow talk Elon to lending me the one or one of the few that are actually roaming the street somewhere. But then I got to thinking, how cool would that be if I had the DreamCase bed for the Cybertruck? And then I'm thinking, well, do they even make one for it? And so I give them a shout on Instagram, and they basically said, this is me paraphrased, hey, I like the way you think. I don't know if that's true or not. They don't really know me well enough, with one Instagram post. By the way, I'm on Instagram. I am on there with the account My Riding App. Some of you know I'm excited about this thing called the Mo app. I'm a reseller. In fact, I'm the exclusive US of A reseller. But if you're an international business like DreamCase and you want to get your message out in front of a lot of people that are into adventures, like the power sports folks, the motorcyclists, then you ought to talk to me about advertising on the Mo app. But this thing's phenomenal, and it's free to download, it's free to use. Now there's a lot more power if you buy a premium subscription. It's less than $20 US, but phenomenal. do check it out. It's got this amazing geolocation functionality. Once upon a time, it had over 60,000 events in it. Obviously, that was before the year 2020 took a left turn. I digress, right? Look, here's the bottom line. I get to sit around and think stuff up. You know, I got no deadlines. I got no pressure. I'm not giving anybody pressure or heartburn. Sometimes I've done that in the past. I've at times been intense. Okay, lots of times I've been intense, but I'm enjoying. I hesitate to call these the golden years, because I had a good friend and a mentor, an employer, somebody that I have had tremendous respect for. Perry Hamilton. The company was called Condell and Company. Title insurance in the land settlement services industry. And he was 80 some years old and got diagnosed with some form of a cancer, as I understand and recall. And so I'd since moved off of Hilton Head Island. He was still there. And I was down there working. It must have been 2008 then, if I was down there working. I spent a year down there helping a friend. Anyhow, I bumped into him at the gas pump right near Seapine Circle. And I said, Perry Hamilton. And he looked up and I said, the news of your death is greatly exaggerated. He cracked a smile and he goes, not by much. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, nothing. He says, why don't you come over to the office? You know, let's have a chat. So I went and got a chance to catch up with him. Amazing individual. But he told me the story. And he says, look, when the doctor diagnoses him, you know, and he was 80 some years old, he tells the doctor, he goes, now look, he says, if there's some kind of experimental treatment or something going on, he goes, I'm all ears. I'm paraphrasing. He says, look, there's a lot of things I haven't got done yet. Think about that, 80 some years old. And he's saying, so, and as I understand, roughly his life was prolonged by some of this, some of these treatments by maybe over a year. But he was one of these guys larger than life. He used to say, I'd say something stupid. I'm good at that. And he'd say, oh, come on, Jeff. What an amazing. I do a lot of hiring and helping staffing and whatnot. And I was working for the town of Hilton Head Island. I was the first DBA. Then I got promoted to MIS administrator, which was a nightmare. I don't want to say too much other than beware the evil catbirds of the world, right? But so I apply and I get an interview. I talk to him and we agree in the conversation while I'm still there interviewing, you know, this is not a great fit. Okay, they were a window shop and I'm not a Windows guy. Never have been, never will be. And so we kind of part ways on a friendly tone. And so I send him a thank you note, okay? That's what you do. If you don't know that, by the way, if you're wondering why people aren't following up with you, if you get a chance to talk to them, interview with them, you know, a thank you note is in order. So a week goes by and he reaches out and he goes, hey, he says, can I ask you a question? I said, sure. He said, can I ask why you sent me a thank you note? And I said, yeah, you know, just as I explained to you, you know, that's what you do. And, you know, I appreciate your time and, you know, loved hearing about what you're doing. You know, there's a lot of cool businesses on Hilton Head Island you may not know about. And he goes, oh, he goes, well, he says, the person that we hired, it didn't work out. And he said, I don't know that, you know, we agreed it wasn't a great fit, but he says, you know, could we have a second conversation? I go, absolutely. So we had a second conversation. I ended up going to work for him. And I was able to bring in the first Macintosh for our creative department. Destiny was her name. Big Mac fan. And so we got our Mac. And then I also brought in a Sun Solaris box for our email. We had nightmares with email. This is back in the MindSpring days. I remember having arguments with MindSpring. Get up in the morning and the email's not working, right? I'd call them and say, you know, look, here's the trace route that I did. You know, here's the server that's improperly configured. They go, no. I said, somebody changed something last night. Email worked yesterday. It's not working this morning. Somebody got in there and changed something. No, nothing happened. I'm saying, look, I'm telling you, right here's the proof. It's broke. So 4, 5, 6 hours later, they get it fixed. Oh yeah, somebody got in there and changed the routing tables. I've rarely been the smartest guy in the room, but that was almost always the case when I'm talking to first and often second level support people. Hey, I digress. I'm excited. If you're interested, by the way, if you do check out DreamCase.eu, tell them Ski sent you, right? And if I can help advance your efforts, if you're looking for a mentor, I do some mentoring for free. If you're looking for work, I might be able to help. I have some insight for you. If you've got an open job rec and you say, man, I can't find anybody anywhere for this, reach out to me. The best way to do that is pick up your mobile phone and dial pound 250 and at the prompt say contact Ski Man. Now, by the same token, if you're a dealership, if you own a dealership, you're the dealer or you're a vendor selling in the motorcycle space, I might could help you too. What if together we doubled your sales in the next 90 days? Would that make a difference? Pick up the mobile phone, dial pound 250 and at the prompt say double sales. Let's have a conversation. That's as tough as it gets. Remember, it's going to be just about as great a day as you make up your mind to make it. So join me and make it a fabulous day. Okay? Great.